Hello, I'm Miss Fellows-Freeman, and this is a presentation discussing the pathways that Year 9 students will take as they move into Year 10 at Science in Wangels. Science is not an option subject. All students continue to study science, but as they move into Year 10 and onto their Key Stage 4 courses, there are 3 pathways which students can take. So the majority of our students will follow a combined science pathway. That's in keeping with the rest of the country. Most students will study combined science. That does involve taking subjects biology, chemistry and physics. There are no options where you can drop one of biology, chemistry and physics. Those students studying combined science study all 3 of those subjects and then take 6 exams, which leads to 2 qualifications. Combined science sometimes used to be referred to as double award, but it is now called combined science. Some students will take separate sciences. So they will also study biology, chemistry and physics, but they will do more topics and they will get separate qualifications in biology, chemistry and physics, rather than an average which covers all of the sciences. We do have some of our students that follow a slightly different pathway in Year 10. They complete a qualification called entry level. That is designed as a more supportive pathway. They take this extra qualification, which is modular, to support them before they then move to the combined science in Year 11. Okay, so combined science is the qualification that most people will do across the country. Most people do it. There is a bit of a misconception sometimes that combined science only gets you up to a grade 5, but combined science goes right the way up to a double 9 grade. There's a higher founded paper and a foundation paper. Combined science students will have separate teachers for biology, chemistry and physics. They'll have separate exercise books, and that qualification will access A-level courses at Wangels and every other sixth form we have come across. All of those access to courses is based on the grade rather than the course. For us, that's a grade 6. But combined science absolutely can go all the way up to a 9-9 grade. Combined science students will have 6 exams and they all get added up to 1 overall double grade. And as I said before, some students in Year 10 will do entry level. So it's a modular qualification entry level where they'll study a topic for a short time and then do a modular exam, a formal exam under exam conditions, and all of those grades plus some coursework will get added together to give them an entry level certificate that they will get at the end of Year 11 alongside their GCSE. Those students will carry on and sit GCSEs in Year 11 because of the nature of lots of the students who will do entry level, who tend to be the students who have struggled in Year 9. Most often those students will take the foundation paper, but that's not a required limit. There's no reason why they would have to take the foundation paper. That has just been our experience in the past. Students who do separate science will get 3 separate GCSEs, so they get an extra qualification, an extra GCSE, but because science is not part of the options process, they only get the same lesson time as everybody else. So they will have to work at a faster rate and they need to be more independent. Work at home is going to be more important for separate science. It's still important in combined science. They still need to be doing revision and work out the lesson, but it's more important for separate science because there is going to be less time in revision to revise and review and reteach. One of the things that students quite like about the course, as well as the fact that there's more science, is that they get a separate grade for biology, chemistry, physics. So some students really like the fact that they can really excel in one of those areas and that can be reflected in their grade. Just like combined science, there are higher and foundation papers, and there are 2 exams for each. So they still do 6 exams, just like everybody else. In fact, the exams are on the same day. Biology 1 for combined science will be on the same day as biology 1 for separate science. But the separate science exams are a little bit longer because they've got more topics to fit in. So in Year 10, the whole year group will have science at the same time. That means we can be flexible in how many groups of separate science we have. So we're expecting this year group to have 2 separate science groups, but when we get our student voice back from the form we've just sent out, it's possible that might change. we're making decisions before the end of term, and we're going to make a holistic judgment about the best pathway. And some of the things we'll use to make that judgment will be the results from their assessments in Year 9, their responses to the Microsoft form that we've sent out, where they can express their view about which course they would rather do and how strongly they feel about it. There's lots of opportunities on that form for them to give us as much information as possible. If they're worried about something, if they've got a particular course or outcome in mind, whatever it is they want to tell us, so that we can make the best decision for them as a whole person. We might look back at assessments in Year 7 and 8 in particular cases, but we won't generally do it. And if there's anything that's been significantly affected them this year, then they just need to come, either let me know on the form or come and find me in the Green Zone office. Okay, something that they might want to think about is their bigger picture for their grades and their options. You know, how much are they an independent learner? Do they enjoy science? What else is happening outside of school? We've had students in the past who've been international athletes who have chosen to do combined science because they know that independent work outside of school is going to be a real challenge for them. So they've chosen to do combined science. Okay, but those are some things they can think about. So in 2023, they've had a student presentation, a parent message has gone home, and they've got their Microsoft form. All of those Microsoft forms need to be in, please, by 9 AM on Monday the 17th of July. That will let us go through, have any individual conversations from people who we have very different feelings from them about their best pathway. And then on Wednesday the 19th, students will be informed by email of their pathways for next year. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please email sci@wangels.wokingham.sch.uk. Thank you.